They say knowledge is power, but some knowledge is a curse. Hidden from the masses, whispered in dark corners, the 7 books of Moses are not just scriptures. They are forbidden texts, filled with divine commands and cryptic incantations so powerful that even those who merely read them can suffer unimaginable consequences. The Bible speaks of Moses as a prophet, but what it does not tell you is that he was also a master of something far more dangerous, an ancient, forgotten wisdom that allowed him to perform miracles that defied the laws of reality. This is the knowledge hidden in these books, sealed away because it was too great for ordinary men to wield. It is said that these books contain the very words God spoke to Moses on Mount Sinai, not just the 10 Commandments, but the raw, unfiltered secrets of creation itself. Secrets so powerful that when uttered, they could bend nature, summon angelic beings, or tear open the veil between the physical and the unseen. Yet, such power comes at a cost, and those who dare to misuse it often meet fates so terrifying they are only spoken of in hushed tones. The first book is believed to contain the lost names of God, names so sacred and potent that when pronounced correctly, they can command spirits, open hidden realms, or bring about divine wrath. These are not the names spoken in prayer, but ancient syllables that only the initiated can decipher. Many who have tried to uncover them have met strange, untimely deaths, their minds unraveling as if they glimpsed something they were never meant to see. The second book speaks of celestial beings, angels who obey only those who know the right words to call them. But it is also whispered that alongside the angels, there are fallen ones, dark entities that disguise themselves as messengers of light, deceiving those who summon them. Many have attempted to invoke these beings, believing they could control them. But control is an illusion. The moment you open that door, something on the other side is waiting, watching, and once it steps through, it does not leave. The third book delves into the art of transformation, how Moses turned his staff into a serpent, how water became blood, and how plagues were summoned upon Egypt. But this is not just history. Those who have studied these texts claim that hidden within them is the formula to alter reality itself, a way to rewrite fate, to speak things into existence. Yet, each alteration comes with a price, an unseen force that demands balance. There are accounts of those who tried to use these teachings for personal gain, only for their lives to spiral into chaos, as if the universe itself rebelled against them. The fourth book is where the true horror begins. It speaks of the dead, not as memories, but as entities that can be called back, revived, spoken to. The rituals are complex, requiring symbols drawn in blood, names whispered at the right moment, sacrifices that must be made. Some who have attempted this have claimed success, but not without consequence. The dead do not return unchanged. There are stories of figures appearing in mirrors, voices calling out in the night, shadows that should not be there. Those who play with this knowledge often find themselves haunted, not just in the mind, but in reality. There was a man, a scholar, who found a rare copy of the 7 books of Moses in a forgotten monastery. He became obsessed with one particular incantation, one that promised to reveal hidden knowledge from beyond the grave. He performed the ritual in his dimly lit study, drawing symbols on the floor, whispering names in a language he barely understood. The air grew thick, and the shadows in the room deepened unnaturally. Then, he heard it. His name, spoken softly but from nowhere. His candle flickered out, plunging the room into darkness. The next morning, his house was found abandoned, the symbols still fresh on the wooden floor. He was never seen again. The 5th book is said to contain the secrets of the elements, the ability to control fire, summon storms, part the seas. Some believe this knowledge is what allowed Moses to command nature itself. Yet, those who have tried to grasp this power have found themselves at war with forces beyond comprehension. The fire they called forth refused to be extinguished. The winds they summoned spoke in tongues they did not understand. The power of the elements is not meant for human hands, and those who attempt to wield it often become consumed by it. The 6th book is the most feared of all. It is said to contain the instructions for summoning beings that exist beyond heaven and hell, beings older than time, watchers of the cosmos, creatures that the human mind cannot fully comprehend. The words must be spoken in precise order, under specific celestial alignments, with the right offerings. Few have dared to attempt this, and fewer still have lived to tell the tale. Those who have succeeded are never the same again. They speak in riddles, their eyes darken, their voices change. Some disappear entirely, as if they have been taken. There is a whispered legend of a secret society that has access to this book. They gather in hidden locations, under moonless skies, reciting forgotten incantations. It is said that on rare occasions, a new initiate is chosen, but not all initiates survive the rituals. Some simply vanish, erased from existence, as if they had been swallowed by something beyond this world. And then, there is the seventh book, the one that is never spoken of openly, the one that has been erased from records, hidden away in secret archives. It is believed to be the key to ultimate power, the final revelation that binds all the others together. It is said that whoever fully understands this book will no longer be bound by human limitations. They will see the world for what it truly is, beyond illusion, beyond time. But there is a reason this knowledge has been buried, for those who seek it often lose themselves in the process. There are whispers that the elite, the hidden rulers of the world, have access to these texts. They do not follow the same laws as the common man, for they know secrets that have been denied to the rest of humanity. Some say they use the knowledge to manipulate reality itself, to shape history, to maintain their power. They do not worship as others do. They do not pray as others pray. Their rituals are older, darker, bound by the very words Moses was entrusted with but never meant to share. In secret chambers beneath the earth, in temples hidden from sight, the rituals continue. Candles flicker, symbols are drawn, names are whispered. The ancient words are spoken, the ones that should have remained lost. The air thickens, shadows move where there should be none, and something unseen begins to stir. Those who witness it never speak of it again. But there is a warning, an unspoken rule among those who know. Once you open the door, it cannot be closed. The 7 books of Moses are not just texts, they are a pathway, a key to something beyond human comprehension. And if you stare too long into that abyss, it will stare back. Perhaps this is why these books have been hidden, why they have been removed from history, erased from common knowledge. Some say they were destroyed, but others believe they still exist, locked away in the hands of those who understand their power. If you were to find them, if you were to read them, would you dare to speak the words? Would you dare to see what lies beyond? Some doors should never be opened. Some knowledge should remain lost. The question is, do you have the strength to walk away, or will the curiosity consume you? Because once you know, there is no going back. Legends tell of a monastery hidden deep within the mountains, a place where the last remaining copies of the 7 books of Moses are said to be kept. Few have ever reached it, and even fewer have returned. Those who have claimed that the very air within its walls hums with an eerie energy, as if the stones themselves remember the ancient words once spoken there. The monks who guard it do not speak to outsiders. They live in silence, their tongues sworn to secrecy, their eyes hollow with the weight of knowledge too great for mortal minds. It is said that those who betray the order, who dare to reveal what lies within those pages, do not die like ordinary men. Their souls are claimed, their bodies left empty, mere husks that wander aimlessly before collapsing into dust. There was once a man who sought the 7th book, believing it would grant him dominion over life and death itself. He traveled across continents, deciphering cryptic clues hidden in ancient manuscripts, bribing those who possessed fragments of forbidden knowledge. Eventually, he found a gatekeeper, an old man who agreed to lead him to the monastery, but not without a warning. Some knowledge cannot be undone, the gatekeeper whispered. Once the words are spoken, they live within you, and they are never silent. Ignoring the warning, the man pressed on. They arrived at the monastery under a moonless sky, the great stone doors opening without a sound. The air inside was thick with the scent of burning herbs, the flickering candlelight casting shifting shadows upon the walls. At the heart of the monastery was a chamber, sealed by a door with no handle, no lock. Only a single inscription carved deep into the stone. To enter is to be known. To be known is to be seen. The moment the man stepped forward, the chamber responded. The carvings pulsed, as if awakening from centuries of slumber. A low vibration filled the air, growing stronger, deafening, until silence. The door swung open on its own. Inside, upon a pedestal of black obsidian, lay a book unlike any other. Bound in something that did not resemble leather, its pages were impossibly thin, shifting as if they were alive. The symbols upon them burned themselves into the man's mind the moment he gazed upon them. He thought he had found the ultimate power, but as he read, the words began to whisper to him, forming voices that did not belong to this world. They spoke in tongues that twisted his thoughts, reshaping his reality. The candlelight dimmed, the room grew colder, and the shadows lengthened unnaturally. He tried to close the book, but his hands would not obey. His own reflection in the polished obsidian floor did not mimic his movements. It only watched, a wicked grin spreading across its face. The monks found him at dawn, standing motionless in the chamber, his eyes wide, unblinking. The book was gone. He did not speak, did not move. He was led away, but no one knows what became of him. Some say he was taken to a place where those who have seen too much are kept, their minds fractured, their souls forever bound to the knowledge they sought. Others whisper that he walks among us still, his body nothing more than a vessel, his soul replaced by something that should have remained locked away. This is the fate of those who seek what was never meant to be found. The 7 books of Moses are not just texts, they are living things, entities bound in ink and parchment, waiting for the right mind to unravel their secrets. But the price of knowledge is steep, and those who pay it do not return unchanged. Even now, in forgotten corners of the world, there are those who search for these books. They believe they can control what lies within them, but they do not understand. True power is not something to be wielded. It is something to be survived. The question remains, if you were to find one of these books, if you were to open it, would you have the strength to close it? Or would you, too, be claimed by the knowledge that was never meant for human hands?